Bhavya Shah, welcome back for the third part of our interview series. Now, you've been a prolific advocate for NVDA and for accessibility in general. Can you please tell us a little bit more about the ways in which you came to contribute to NVDA itself?
The inspiration for my involvement and desire to contribute and give back stemmed, I think, largely from what I'd gained and the multiplicity of ways in which I had personally benefited. And I think gaining something inspires you to give back, and that's precisely what the NVDA community was an example of in my life. I know that in India, at least until several years ago, people did not have the means to purchase commercial assistive technologies. Therefore, one of two things used to happen. Either A, they were locked out of the possibilities that assistive technologies opened due to financial constraints, or B, they resorted to something unethical and illegal in the form of software piracy. I knew, however, that there was a way to do things the right way because an open source screen reading option did exist, and that was NVDA for me. I tried to propagate it and increase awareness about it and just support people who were exploring it in all the little ways that I could, whether it was through increased activity in answering questions and not just asking them on the NVDA Users International Forum, but also offering technical support specific to NVDA on a variety of Indian and South Asian email lists as well as WhatsApp groups. I also, in working with the late Himprasad Gautam, the former Nepalese translator of NVDA, learned how to use the co-edit software, get into the Tortoise SVN translation system, and contributed for the period of several months to the Hindi localization of NVDA. I also became passionate about eSpeak NG, the open source speech synthesizer that is embedded into NVDA, and worked with them on improving some Hindi pronunciation, and also am now the eSpeak NG mailing list moderator. I also was inspired to join the NVDA Con planning committee. NVDA Con, for context, is the NVDA Users and Developers Conference. It began with me assisting in the organization of its international edition in collaboration with Derek Reamer, Joseph Lee, and so many others. I was also inspired to co-found and anchor the NVDA Con Asia edition in 2016, which was a 2-day online event which was streamed across Radio Dan and had over 1,300 active listeners and participation from countries across Asia, India, Pakistan, Malaysia, Indonesia, and so many others. And all in all, just contributing to NVDA has, of course, made me feel like I've done my part in giving back, but it has also allowed me to play some role in shaping its direction. And that, I think, is something that more users ought take to heart. In my case, most tangibly, I was active on NVDA's GitHub issue tracker in filing bugs as I encountered and discovered them, in replicating those that others reported to detail the information that developers had about them, in consolidating the many comments that different users with different linguistic proficiencies made into one comment so that developers had a more cohesive sense of what the issue was, what the priority that should be assigned to it would be, and whatnot. So all of these things were ones that I found personally enriching. I think that have given me more experience in working in a software project, but are also one of the reasons why I received my Harvard acceptance letter. And this was specifically noted by the admissions officer while they gave me my acceptance offer. Of course, I ended up committing to Stanford, in which college application I also mentioned my work with NVDA. So all in all, it has been an incredibly positive experience, and I continue to on and off be there. I still receive WhatsApp messages from people who know me as the guy in India who is quite familiar with NVDA, who ask me a ton of questions, and I'm always receptive and try to help people out as and when I possibly can.
Bhavya, we are all indebted to you for your countless contributions in so many ways. Thank you again for joining us. It has been a pleasure hearing about all of your achievements, and I look forward to following your career in the future.
Likewise, and I look forward to continuing to play whatever little part I can in NVIDIA's proliferation and seeing it impact the lives of many, many more around the world. Thank you so much for all you do at NV Access. It's been a pleasure.